All right. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Whew, I don't know, it's weird. I know I streamed pretty much every week recently, but I feel like I haven't streamed in a while. All right, today I'm working on a new app prototype of a secret project that is coming up very, very soon. And today we're going to do some basic integration of the core SudokuPad engine with this new app prototype, including some white boxing is the term of the layout, just kind of create some neutral looking, non-design basic items like menus and things like that, just to know where things go and to help the designers to visualize, kind of, not the designers, the artists eventually, even if the artist is myself ultimately, who knows. All right, welcome to the stream. I'm Sven, and this is working with SudokuPad and my puzzle apps. All right, so I just made the splash screen. I got a logo in here. I'm just kind of throwing it in here in some random place. The whole thing is a link. We got a start menu. Doesn't matter where we're clicking. We're just gonna go from here to the group menu, which I broke because I changed something. So I'm just gonna fix these quickly. So where's this? So we have the splash screen, we have the group menu. I think I changed page to a class from an ID. So that should fix. Nope. Nope. There we go. There we go. And then the puzzle menu is also broken. Puzzle menu. What we got here? Also ID. There we go. Oh yes, and that class. Ta-da! And then this doesn't work some of the time, and sometimes it works, so there's definitely a timing issue. So that's kind of what I expected. This is kind of the hard part, because the app code was never designed to be used this way. So let's see if we can make it behave itself a bit better, and we'll probably start organizing the code a little bit. So this is like, you know, 2 sessions into the sort of very, very basic proof of concept prototype. All right, so So the tricky part is I need to load some assets. So I need to, and okay, so there's a whole bunch of files that get initialized for SudokuPad for the engine. And many of them depend on the HTML being in place. But I don't obviously want the HTML to be in place at all times in an app that isn't just the puzzle player. So basically, I'm trying to load things in a certain order. All right, so the way things are working right now, we're going to load page from hash, which basically just takes the part of the URL that says where we are. It then basically says, okay, we're on page puzzle. Then it executes render page. Render page has these pages defined here, and we're at puzzle. And it basically says, okay, we need this this HTML and these puzzle dependencies. And I think the problem here is that it is loading the dependencies after the HTML. Sorry, before, because it kind of assumes that the HTML needs the dependencies. But that doesn't actually make a lot of sense. I think we always want the HTML loaded first. And I think the only reason I did this was kind of to try to load them at the same time. And later on, we might like have preload and postload stuff. But I think it makes sense to move this here, and maybe that's all we needed. All right. And you see a flash of sort of the unstyled HTML. So we might actually want to have a resource loading, and where the HTML is not just a URL, but it's basically just another resource, right? So we're actually going to rename these to resources, and then we're just going to have a generic resource loading, where resource loading can include HTML, and HTML is going to be a little bit more complicated because we're going to have a sort of where the HTML needs to go, right? The problem is where the HTML needs to go might not be static, but we'll worry about that when we have a need for that sort of thing, right? So let's see. So basically, we would want this CSS to be loaded first, and then load in the HTML. Now, ideally, we don't load things and unload them. We just keep them loaded. And to be honest, we could probably just preload it, everything. Well, except we cannot, right? Because once the puzzle is loaded, we have a problem that the initialization of the puzzle is dependent on the HTML. Yeah, I'm just realizing, so as the code executes, it basically expects certain elements to exist in the HTML. And if we leave the puzzle area and remove the HTML, then those elements aren't accessible anymore. And in the SudokuPad mobile app, the way I solved is by having the puzzle player HTML always present, just in a hidden state. We'll worry about that later, though, as well. So, this dependency loading system basically says these are groups that are get loaded in order, but these can be loaded in parallel, right? We don't want to just load them strictly in order. The other thing we could do is we could literally sidestep the whole thing and have a little loading screen. But do I really want that? The other thing we could do is to just preload all the resources at the beginning when the app starts and not do a per page resource loady thing. And probably for the app as a whole, that makes more sense. So what would that look like? Probably that means before we do any of this, we kind of want to... So instead of going straight into all of this, so we'll just do a console.warn preload assets and dependencies. Right. So when we're restarting, and it shouldn't matter where we're starting, right? We'll say preload assets and dependencies. And the preloading should basically be... I'm just thinking, can we have the preloader be basically a page? Not exactly. Not exactly. It could be a page of the page initializes some JavaScript. But basically our splash screen should be the loader, right? And the splash screen should always happen. Okay, so because I'm thinking ahead of a bit, because an app might get loaded into a specific state, and it might not have its resources available at that point. And because right now I'm treating the splash screen as a page, but in reality, we always want to, like, if we want to start straight into a puzzle, we might still need to show the splash screen to initialize our assets, right? Okay, so let's do that in a sort of... yeah, and then the question is, do we stay on the splash screen or do we go straight into the menu? So splash screens generally go away on their own. So I would probably then have the main menu that we saw before with the logo, kind of what the first page on SudokuPad is, but the splash screen is where all the assets get loaded. All right. So we'll do an await. App loader. We'll just do this, then we'll have a function called app loader. And then here we'll just have app. And we'll clean that up later. But for now, I think we can get away with doing this sort of thing, right? We'll just call this the app loader. And he'll do console.log go splash loader load assets. I'm not actually going to log that. And the idea might be even to say, okay, we're going to load this many assets, right? So we might actually parse our... Okay, so we still can't load everything. Right. But we can load certain things. And we need to be a bit careful, for example... Because I'm thinking like things like this CSS. Do I want to have all the CSS loaded at any one time? Then all the CSS needs to be compatible, like the application versus the engine. Or do I want to load and unload them, but maybe I have preloaded them as, you know, just data in memory, right? So, or maybe I'm overthinking this. So one of the things is if I load them like this, the way I was loading them, the browser takes care of the loading, but I don't have a lot of control. And what are the dependencies we can actually load? Okay, I'm not going to pass any information in right now. I'm just going to hard code things inside that and see what I can load. So, for example, we can load all of these. So let's do that for a sec here. So I'll say const resources, right? And here we're just going to have a list of data to load, and we should be able to load them all in parallel because they're not actually, in fact, we should be able to load all of these in parallel. Now that I think about it. Right. So if we take all of these, basically, we'll just stick them in here for now. And we'll make them a single flat list. And we're just gonna load them. And I just put them completely the wrong place and overwrote some stuff somehow. Okay, I gotta put them like this. And then just make them a singular list. Like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. All right. And then we'll just say const loaded resources equals promise.all. And then we'll just fetch them, right? Resources.map URL fetch URL. But that gets us one level in. Okay, so that would get us the responses. And then we need to map those to res.text, I believe. Right? Because I also want to kind of improve generally how I manage resources and asset loading. And, you know, this is also a way of kind of learning how to build a system for applications that's, you know, SudokuPad was kind of hacked together. I kind of want to get better at this sort of thing and make it easier. And, you know, the reason that SudokuPad's updates aren't as frequent as they should and taking so long is because I haven't taken the time to step back and say, okay, how this should this really be, you know? Do we await here? I think we can await, and then that'll return an array. If we get rid of this for a sec here, like if we do this, unexpected defer. Oh. Okay, so this gets us all the responses, right? And then the responses, we should be able to map to these, which should turn them into promises again. And then I should be able to promise all those. Like that. And then I should be able to await that. And I just pressed some key. Like that. And that should give me an array. Okay, so I should be able to do something like const fetch fetch text, fetch multi-text. All right, and that's like async URLs, and it's basically just that. We'll just wrap that up. Where is it here? And it's URLs instead of resources. Right. And then we can just do fetch multi-text. resources. Like that. And I feel like I'm missing a ladder here. There we go. All right. So that's all the resources loaded. And if we look at the network tab, it should go all in here. Okay. And we want to show a loading spinner. Do I have a loading spinner in the other app? I don't think so. What do we have here? Nothing right now. All right. So we kind of want a generic loading screen that's always available. So it should get loaded basically ahead of time, right? So we should really have it in the original file. So if we look at the index file, we can basically have a loader in here. I'm almost tempted to just make it part of the style sheet. The thing is, we still need to load the style sheet. Now, the other thing is the app actually does have a loading splash screen, like a built-in from the operating system most of the time. So maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit here. I'm just thinking, if I just have the spinner sort of defined, let's do that, right? So let's do class equals loading, right? And then we can say, we can just do something like this, style. And if it's like hash app.loading, does that work? Hash app.loading, background red. If we do this, does that? Hashtag app, right, 100 vertical units, width 100%. Here we go. Margin 0. There we go. Margin padding 0. Nope. Body padding 0. And we'll probably have to have some basic style here that we want to be loaded immediately. Nope. All right, what am I getting wrong here? So that's 1520, 1502, 1518. HTML, body padding 0. No, margin 0. Thank you. Geesh, all right. And we probably don't need background red here. So what we want is some sort of CSS loading spinner. We want like a loading spinner that doesn't require any additional elements. So something like this. Can we do CSS loading spinner 0 elements? Or single element CSS spinners. All right. So I think something like this circular one or this fadey one. So if I take this and I stick it in here, whoa, okay. Well, let's not worry about that for now. And if I do this, what do I get? Dot loading after keyframes. WebKit transform keyframes load 3. Like, I don't actually want this. Do that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Bollocks. What year are we living in here? Now, these are all white gradients. So, do we need to make it red? Background red? No. How are these supposed to work? Just on a background, based on a background color, or on a... I have a feeling something isn't quite working here. Dot loader. Oh, loading. All right, I see. Oh, I see. All right. Okay. All right. That's a little odd. Okay. That's not what we were promised. Is it a sizing issue? Where does that magenta color come from? I see these Fs. Is that it? After. So I guess it's using one to override the other. The problem is... So we basically need... Okay, so we probably cannot do it without any elements. Unless... Because I'm basically thinking if I can make the body the background. But that would mean we need... So if I do something like this, body, background, red, right? And then we'll see that. And then we can resize app.loader. So we can say width, I don't know, 40%, height 40%, right? And then it's disappeared. Whoop. Why? Width, height, 40%. 40%. Position. Absolute. Ah, here we go. And then what if we do background inherit? Inherent. So, or ideally we have a variable there. Let me think. Wait a second. So it's white on a background. And that color is the background. So if we'll do something like root dash color dash bg, we'll do white, right? And then we'll do this as var that. And then we'll do the same thing with this var like that, but it goes into loader like that. Okay, and then we'll do bg for app.loader dash color loader. And then we'll do red, right? And then we'll replace all these with color loader. What could go wrong, right? Hey, look at that. Now the fadey isn't working anymore. Why? Isn't that using alpha? Did I get something wrong here? It's always the problem when you try to use something that you didn't build from scratch. Background, color loader, color BG. Color loader, color BG. Is the scope maybe not right? No. What did I get wrong there? The fadey happens from we have these gradients, right? Oh, because they're hard-coded here. So that's actually RGBA 255001 loader 1 color loader 2 0. So these we're gonna replace with loader 1, and then these we're gonna replace with loader 2. Nope. And let's make the background color loader 0. And that's just gonna be FFF. We're gonna put these at the top. It's gonna be this one. Okay. 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Loader 1, loader 2. Am I getting something else wrong here? So these are all alpha 0 whites, basically, and these are alpha 1 whites. That's an alpha 1 white. Alpha 1 white, I'll call loader 1. Did I get anything else wrong here? Are there any RGBs left? RGB. Nope. 2 for 5. Like, it doesn't seem to go to these. I think we can get rid of these. Wait, left? Why is linear 2 right? Maybe there's something weird going on here? No. What else am I missing? I feel like I need to go back. Back to the roots. All right, let's go back to the roots. How does this work? Like that. We need to simplify the code first, I think. Okay. And we wanted to do what? Color loader 0. FF0. Make it a different color. Yeah, so the edge seems to be fadey. All right, let's slow down the animation. And then let's get rid of all these secondary. No, it's not fadey. Why is it not fadey? Am I overriding something with these colors here? If I put that here, what does that look like? We get that, but we don't get the fade. And if I put that in body, without the colon, then we get the fade. Okay, that's the mistake then. We can modify the parent. All right, this is hassle that I don't need. So we're just gonna put an HTML element in there, and we're gonna hold on to it. All right. Let's convert all of. Whoops. Let's convert all of these to tabs. So, how to handle this? Handler class loader splash class page splash. All right. Let us simplify all of this stuff, get rid of the thing that's up to a post processor to sort out. Definitely don't want that in the code. Okay. Shorten this stuff. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Shorten that. Shorten that. Shorten that. Shorten that. Don't know why that's load 3. Oh yeah. Loader. All right. And now let's reorganize these colors again. So it is page splash. And page splash is on app. Okay. So if I do this, okay, and then we'll replace this with that. Okay, it's harsh, but it's getting the point across, I think. And then we'll have var color loader 1, which is all the whites here. Okay. And then var color loader 2 goes over on this side. I think that's the only RGBA. And boom, okay. Let's go back to red. Let's go back to white for the background. There we go. Okay. Now I think we have control of the colors. Don't know if I need any of the other stuff. The width height 75%. I don't actually like that. This should be full screen. App. Page splash. Wait, what? So body. App. Loader. Don't know why it's tilted. And why is what's the white thing? What? HTML body. I have a feeling body is not starting at the top. Outline NPX solid magenta. I don't know what an XPX is, but it's not what I'm looking for. Uh-huh. Huh? Body. What's above the body? Dude, what's above the body? If we get rid of these. I put that back in. The HTML. Body app. There's some white space in the body. So outline, body outline magenta, dash yellow on app, and then page splash is this, and then we've got this stuff. All right. What's going on? So the app ID is page splash. We want to get rid of that. Right. The app has an outline yellow. Body has an outline solid magenta. Background Gray. Ah, okay, here's the yellow. Why does it not start at the top? Do we have some sort of padding here? Margin 0, margin 0. What if we do that? Oh. Okay. I have a feeling. Are we like getting some kind of something from the loader into the app thing? Yeah. So does the loader somewhere generate white space in the with the blank content here? Width, height, margin. Is it the font size 10x? I think it's using the font size to generate something here. Probably what we want to do here is position absolute like that. Then there's dashed inset. Can I do CSS outline inset? Sounds like it should be called outline. Outline style dashed inset. Offset. So it's like 10 pixels minus 20 pixels. Now I just have to guess where it goes because that's impossible to find out from the documentation. CSS outline style offset. Yeah, I know outline offset exists, but for the actual outline style, where does the offset go? Color style width. So color style width. Offset, I guess, is not possible. Offset. Okay, the offset is not... All right. All right, here we go. Jeez. Okay, so that at least tells us that the app is now the size of the frickin' screen. And if I do this 100%, is that gonna cause a problem? No. Okay. All right, now we don't want this 50% thing going on here. So this needs to be positioned, and I don't know what the font size does. I think that's the width of the thing. Oh, it's the whole thing. Sheesh. 3 rem. Ugh. No, 1 rem. All right, and if I do this, and I'll call this responsive, and I'll do something like... All right, so that doesn't resize. So that should be 30%. And obviously aspect 1:1. Width 30%, height 30%. Border radius 10%. No, that's the circularity of it all. Width height 50-50, width height 75-75. Is that a problem? Border radius 50%, width height 30%, 30%. Margin 0. Still oval. These look like they ought to be the same. Is the font size issue? That's just the overall size, right? Well, that's a problem. Can I just make it aspect ratio something something? I did an aspect ratio thing. Aspect. So if I do this, so I'll do width 30%, and then aspect ratio 1/1. Does that do the thing? All right, so that's X% of the width. So we'll make it slightly larger than that. I'm realizing that that won't work for both layouts. We'll deal with that when the time comes. What if I do width? Ah, wait a second. What if I do max width? And oh, I just made it bigger or something. Oh, smaller. We'll make it max width, max height, and then aspect 1, 1. Max width, max height. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, that's good. Why is the inner side white? I hadn't realized that, but that's wrong. The inner part is the color loader 0, which should also be the color of everything. Right? So dot page splash is the app thing, which has its own color right now, which we want to overload. So we kind of want like an overall sort of root, dash color dash app dash bg, and that's just going to be ff0 or something. And then we'll just use that as our overall background. It's annoying that I have to do that here. What if... So if I do this, right? And then here, what if I make color transparent? Ah, because it's using it to cover up that stuff. I think this can probably be done better. Well, for now, this will go. This will work. Not something to stress over too much, I think. Why is that not working? Why is that not working? Color app background. That should be available here. And that's in the after element, right? Color app background. Why does it not like that? Loader after. Background war. Color loader 0. Color loader 0. Color app background. Or is it colon root? Ah, it's colon root. All right. Hey. Dashed yellow. No, we don't want that. Don't want that. And I wish I could do this. Oh, I can do this actually. I can just do this with an 8-digit hex code, right? So, but this is fine actually. So if we make the spinner something like a dark gray, so we'll say 333, and then this would be F, and then hash 3330, like that. All right, and then it should look something like this. So it's still a bit big. Where's that thing with height? So we'll make it like 40, 40, and then margin top is like 30. Actually, what if we make this 50%? Margin top. No. What if we make this Position. Nope. Absolute. Top 50%. Left 50%. And then do the whole transform. Transform. Translate. Minus 50%. Minus 50%. That doesn't work. Why does that not work? Position relative, no. Where'd it go? The position absolute isn't going to help. I don't know what the translate 0 there is for. It's probably like some silly optimization that doesn't actually work. Margin left minus 25%. All right, well, margin 0 auto already works for centering it horizontally, right? This doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. Then we can do top 50%. And then that you can't, you know what? Screw it. 25%, whatever. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time on something that's really not important. But that in 2023, there's still not a singular, obvious, easy way of just centering an item. It's just ridiculous. And this also doesn't make any fucking sense. So is this the top margin relative to the width, which blows my freaking mind. It doesn't make any sense at all. CSS vertical center. Really? Really? But that doesn't work. To translate y minus 50% apparently doesn't do anything. Because of this. Vertical center without transform. Which of course, Google is incapable of finding. If I do this, vertical align middle. Display inline block. Where does it go? Alright. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Alright, make it fast. Alright. So that's our loader. God, what a pain in the ass. Alright. So, I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be prototyping. Alright, so this is our loader. Then we're loading the resources, right? And then we proceed. So then we will probably... Do we need page splash anymore? I think these colors don't have to be here. And we don't actually need that either. And we don't even need color loader 0 because we're not using it. So we don't need that. We don't even need the page splash at all. Right? We'll just have that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna do that properly. So now the question is, how quickly can we load these things after we're done with that? Because there's still some preparation to be done. And we kind of want to show this stuff. So we kind of want to keep track of what's been loaded. So that we don't load these resources more than once. The problem is, even if once we have the resources loaded, to apply them can potentially still take some time, right? But let's try it, right? So we'll just do something like const, and we'll bring the app up of navigation. Actually, you know, we're going to make it part of navigation. Right. And I think we're going to kind of, basically every time we want to load a page, we're going to actually, like, we're going to poke it to the app loader, and it's going to pop up the loader, load the resources, prepare the page, and then down the line, we'll decide, okay, can we do it without flashing up the loader, right? Can we kind of prepare everything and then just switch over? The other thing we could do is we could prepare all the pages, because there aren't that many, as just preload them into HTML divs or whatever that are invisible. And then we don't even manipulate the DOM, we just hide and show them, right? And I kind of like that as well. They'll never be that complex. I mean, even if they're all big images, it's not really a big deal in terms of memory usage or whatever like that. All right, and I shouldn't be thinking about this stuff right now. I shouldn't be spending time on it at all. So, back to this. After this, we don't really... don't want to do this song and dance, right? So we have render page. So let's do this. Let's hide all of these. Load page from hash, right? We end up here. And let's go directly to the puzzle page. Like that. All right, puzzle not found. So we get to render page. And render page should now load, like, set up the app loader. So we'll do something like const show loader. And it's really just, we'll just inject this into app. And let's not have it here initially, just it'll be good for testing, right? And we won't do any of this just yet. Right? So it all starts with await show loader. And then this one will be document.query selector app inner HTML equals boom. That's all it does for now. Show loader. Okay. So now we have time to load stuff. And we probably want to load the resources in some sort of order. And we'll probably want to have the HTML be part of the resources. And now I'm realizing the whole point of this was to basically have the loader above the app. So, okay. I can do this. So what if we put that here, right? App. Where's the app? This shouldn't be doing anything, right? It shouldn't emptying it out. The show loader thing is happening here. App. Okay, so the app is here. The loader is here. The loader shouldn't get overwritten by the app. The loader should be class loader hidden. right? And we'll just have a dot loader dot hidden visible false. Loader hidden visible false. Loader hidden visibility. No, visible hidden. God damn it. Visible visibility. God damn you. All right. Then show loader. What it'll do, and we'll probably diff id equals app loader, right? So we'll do an app loader dot class list dot remove hidden. Boom. Right. And then app, we'll do app dot style dot visibility equals false equals hidden. Ultimately, actually, the loader should just be a screen covering object, basically. Visibility. Meh. All right. We'll do that. Right. Yeah. And if I do this, wait a second. If I do this, and the app loader, or the loader, yeah. What if we do this? App loader, and then this will just be class loader, loader. Class equals hidden. And we'll have hashtag app loader. Forget about this for a sec. Hashtag app loader. We'll have position absolute with height yada yada. Okay, background red. Position absolute height 100%. Class hidden, forget that. App loader. Background red. Position. Top left 0, up 0. Oh yeah. Position absolute left 0, top 0, height 100%. Where is it? Body, HTML, body, back. Here we go, finally. Holy moly. All right. So, put that in here. Okay. Opacity 0.5, just so we see what's going on, right? 0.8. All right. And then we'll have uploader dot hidden visible display none. Like that. All right. Then this is class equals hidden by default. Does the nested loader shouldn't be shown in this case, should it? Display block hidden hashtag uploader dot hidden display none. Uploader class hidden. Am I removing it from here? Yes, I am. Okay. And now the app is faded. Okay. So now we can do shenanigans behind the scenes. That's the whole point. So we can do shenanigans, we can load things in, and then when we're done, you know. And in the future, I might even have like a 2-page mode, right? So I could load one page into a new app diff. Basically have 2 app diffs, right? One for the current one. We load it in the background. When it's ready, we swap them around. We just move them over. Okay. Now, I want to change that the pages, instead of being dependencies plus HTML, I'm going to make the HTML part of the resources, right? So, puzzle is just going to be resources, right? Resources. It's going to be a list. It's going to include a bunch of stuff, right? And it's going to be in these groups. And the resources will be loaded in those groups. Like that. All right? And this is just always going to describe what this thing needs and when it needs it and so on and so forth. And the HTML is just going to be over here. And we can just say the HTML, we can load the HTML first as the first resource group. We'll do that. And then we'll do target hash app, basically, right? All right. So now we should be able to go here, resources, right? And then the resources should get cached. And once they've been loaded once, we shouldn't have to load them again. Okay. Right. So for const res groups of page.resources console. Jesus, holy moly. Okay, let's start over. Console.log. And that's just one. Res group, boom. So that should get us the res groups, right? And then we'll just load the res group. Or we'll just make our existing resource loader, which is one of these guys. The thing is, I do kind of want to separate the fetching from the thing, because that means we can preload stuff. So we'll separate the fetch out and then add it to the thing, I think. And I think I'm just going to rebuild it all in here, even though we have most of it up here. So I can kind of go through that. All right, so then we'll just do for... So then what we want to do is we'll actually want to load them all in parallel. So we'll do let res equals fetch multi-text res group. Wait. Now we'll just output that here. I'm just going to add some space here first. And then that is basically the resources we're going to load in. The text form, load it. Right, as strings. So res group polyfill, yada, 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 right? Okay. And we're going to rename that to kind of whatever, fetch resources, right? So const resource cache equals just an array, or it'll be an object indexed by the URLs, right? Fetch resources. Later on, maybe I'll turn it into a class or whatever, right? And then we'll basically do this. And we'll do problem is we have this double map thing, right? And the double await and all that. Okay. One sec. We'll do this, fetch resources. And we'll probably want to do this twice. Just so we can test it. Okay. And now we'll do resource cache. You're promising here, right? urls.map URL. So here we have the fetch. We'll do resource cache URL. If resource cache URL, else fetch. And then it should break over here. Because oh no, it won't break here because it's not a thing, right? And then res.text, promise all. I think we can actually simplify this. If we can just say fetch resource, and then we'll just have the case here, and we'll just say resource cache URL, resource cache URL, right? Or do the fetch resource cache URL equals await fetch URL wait that dot text. Boom. I think that's all we need, right? And then here we'll just do promise all urls.map fetch resource, and we could just map it straight into that. Super simple. And now that's fetched in parallel. And if we look at the network, and let's say we'll look at tools. Yeah, it'll only load them once. And if we do replace this with false, it'll load it twice. Okay, so the caching works. Great. Okay. So now that's a little bit simpler. Don't need that anymore. And now, after we've fought them, fetched them, we want to attach them. Or maybe just require, right? So require resource is currently done via this. And in fact, we can now turn, like, we can get rid of this actually down here, just because do the require and just use the cache, right? And we have basically two kinds of caches. We have the cache of the actual data being loaded, and we have the cache of the actual resource being attached. So require resource. All right. Load element tag props on load. So we could do this without src. Right. So we'll probably do a something slightly different. Require resources, require dependencies. Require dependencies. Require resource. So if I do require dependencies, I'm gonna rename that to require resources or sources. And I think we can just get rid of all of this, right? We have require resources. I'll just have page.resources. Kind of, let's simplify things, terminology, yada yada, right? And then instead of all of this ends with kind of stuff, let's get a little bit more structured here as well. So we'll do const res source type equals and then a set of either JS, CSS, or HTML. At the end, we'll be a bit strict about this. I mean, you don't want to go allow just any old rubbish in here. All right. And if I'll do this, URL.match this, I think we should be able to just get that RE resource type. We should be able to just pull it out. Page URL.match. Yeah. There we go. URL require resource log require resource URL. What is the value of URL over here? Okay. URL equals we'll just do res. URL equals const URL equals let's get a little proper here. Type of resource equals string resource else resource.url. Right, now I can just say what is the value of URL. Here we go. Okay, and then we get all of this, and then we'll do this, and we'll do resource type. Resource type. My usual method of extracting the actual result without all the rubbish. And we'll have resource type here. Let's be kind to ourselves and shorten it just a little. Boom, res type. And then we'll again do a switch res type. Case JS. Yeah, res type. Break. Oh, come on. Console. Okay, so I'm just gonna break out the 3 resource types we want to support and output the URLs, JS, CSS, and HTML. Now, HTML obviously is a special case because we need to target the object. HTML, CSS. Here we go. And then later on we'll add other types of resources. So engine, script, JS. All right, for now, I'm gonna silence these 2 and just output the HTML. Okay. And we'll just do a fetch resource. So we can just, we have the resource type, right? Res text equals fetch resource, await fetch resource URL. So can we output that here? Whoops. Probably gonna be big, yeah. But here we get the HTML. And then for this, we'll also want the rest of the resource like that. Target. Okay. So we'll do a document.query selector resource dot target. All right. Or hash app. We'll just default to app. Right? And then we'll do this inner HTML equals res text. Okay, so we're seeing it here faintly loaded in. So that's the HTML resource loaded. Now we want to attach the CSS, which we're gonna do with not exactly load script. No, not load script. Load style sheet. But we're actually gonna do this. And the selector here, we don't need to pass anything in here. It's just gonna be head. Link, tags, and then instead of href, it's actually going to be... Okay, so here we have a bit of a decision to make. We either literally paste it in as a giant style object, or we create a internal URL and use that instead. For now, I'm just going to paste it in as a style sheet. So it's actually going to be a style object, and it's going to be type style sheet, I think. Style type. It's supposed to be text CSS. All right. Text slash CSS. Style. No. Type. And then text content is res text. Right? And that doesn't seem to work. So we should have created these. Inner HTML. And create hot context. What? Oh wait, that's not my stuff. That's Vita's stuff. Okay. Import create hot context. Ugh. Oh. I don't like that. Where is this stuff coming from? The frick? Uh-oh. Vita is interfering with my loading methods here. Maybe I'm trying to be too clever. All right, let's skip this step then. Leave it up to the browser. Maybe we'll use it here. All right, and then instead of that, we'll do a load style sheet. Like that. I think I'm seeing something here. And then we'll do a load script over here. Like that. URL malformed. Which one? Undefined is not valid JSON. JSON parse. Yeah, okay, that's probably because the puzzle ID is missing. All right, let's put a puzzle ID in, see if that helps. Puzzle ID equal. All right. Now this overlay is gonna be a problem because it's probably just trying to be on top of everything. So it's probably just gonna be like a 10K Z index, 1K to Z index. All right, we can go bigger than 1K. So our app loader is like Z index 10K. All right, and now if I do opacity, get rid of that. We're here, and at the end of this, and we can probably just do that. And we'll probably just we have load HTML. We have load HTML. We'll probably const insert HTML. Resource. And then we'll basically do this stuff here. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. We'll just leave that here. That's fine. That is fine. And we can get rid of rest type, I think. Yeah, we'll just do that here. Boom. That. Yeah, and then we can just do that over here. Default. Throw new error. Like that. Okay. So, after that is done, after we've loaded all the required resources, we want to stop the loader. So we'll have a hide loader. Hide loader. Show loader. Hide loader. Add. So then we'll do await hide loader. Okay. We'll probably, these probably want to be shortened. No point having these chunky functions lying around here. The app loader thing here, I think we don't need at all now. Yeah. Want to keep things simple. Required resources, we can get rid of that. Fetch, load, multi-text or whatever, I can get rid of that too. Don't think this is used anywhere now. Right? Okay. And if I get rid of that, refresh, reading find. Okay, so page splash HTML dependencies array. Okay, so we need to change how these are defined now. So they're just going to be resources now. It's going to be resources, and then we'll just have this as a second resource. Right. And then start menu. Splash.html. Where is the link? Here. And that's start menu. And I don't think we have that event handler running right now. Okay, so first of all, let's fix that quickly. The start menu is gonna be around everything like that. And well, we'll do that. Splash screen. Sure, whatever. Start menu. So I don't think we installed the event handler here. Okay. And now we just have to update all of those to be in this format, right? So it's just going to be resources now. Resources, resources, resources. Think we'll do something about sort of global resources, right? So we can just like const global resources, and it's just going to be the polyfill like that. And we'll like always load those first. So we'll just do something like this. We'll just prepend that. And we're gonna move that to here. And this to here. And this to here. Depths.find is not a function. Where are we here? Require resources 78. Require resources. Depths.find. Depths. Rust.css. It's not a nest. I need to be able to handle that. So if it finds anything that's an array in, because it's, I think we're already like one loop in, right? This array is array false. So the top level should always go in order. One sec. If depths.find a. So if any of them, any of the children is an array, then we'll recurse. Then we'll loop for each of these. Okay, and then recurse. But it fails at some point. It fails when that's not a function. Wait. What the heck? Wait, why is this not working? It feels like it should work. It should handle both cases, right? So we get this. That's an array. These are not. Ah, wait. All right. They need to be joined like this. Right? Yeah. Okay, now we're good. All right. And instead of the loader in the future, we'll have basically the previous page we can use as a loader or something like that. All right, let's get rid of these. Just as I said it, it's broken again. Okay, so what's going on here? So what's the problem here? So we have one singular element and then a bunch of arrays. Oh man, this automatic detection thing causing me problems. So the second time, so if not array.is array depths, then we'll just return this. Return depths. Like that. Uh-oh. Why is this recursing? Oh, not require resources. Go back. No. If it's not an array. We want to do this earlier. We want to do this. Depth array depth. Right. So it's always an array. Let's hope we're not too badly crashed out here. Okay. I think it means we can remove that. All right. Okay. So now we need to clean up this, kind of hack into that menu so we can return from there. And that HTML file is basically this. And just for comparison, I'm going to look at the one from the mobile app, SudokuPad mobile, which I believe is under create puzzle. Yeah, I think it's this. Set top bar. Now, do I actually need to do that, or can I just... Let's close these here for a sec. Can I just put that in here directly? Like that. Ah. This is not a string that can be substituted like this. back. Puzzle name. I'm actually gonna do these like this, and then I can sort them out another time. Okay, so I could go here, but it goes to the splash screen. So we need to go back to the relevant menu item. Can I just JavaScript alert? Hey, can I do that? So I do this. I click here, I click here, click here, click here, and then click here. Okay, so that works. So I can do history.back. History back does not work with hash. Why? Oh, geez. What? History. No. What the frick? No. I'm typing something. History.back does not work with hash. Wow. All right. Can I... These are global functions, right? No, they're not. Load handle hash change. Hash change does not trigger on history back. Yeah. Information bug. Once you modified the history with replace state, pop state event, but not hash change event. Changing location also triggers pop state events, so you don't have to listen to both events. Okay, so I need to listen to pop state. Event listener, pop state, handle, pop state. And load page from hash. So if I do this, get current page, and I'll just do this, right? Then I can do that. And I can do this. And what do I get? I click here, and then I click back. We get a pop state and a hash change. Okay. The styling is wrong here. Okay, so we'll have to think about that. If I click that, console lost is not... Okay. So if I go here, I click this, we get pop state and handle hash change. So we don't actually need to do this at all. And get current does that. And I think we can just get rid of that. So we can just do this down here, do it in here, get rid of that, and get rid of these three. Like that. So if I do this, right? Resources, undefined, undefined, undefined. Oh, yeah, don't care about that. So if I go click here, and I go back, puzzle.html. Oh, history.back. Now the history.back doesn't actually work. Yeah, it doesn't actually work. I'm just realizing, because if we're starting on this page, which I want to be able to do, if we're starting on the puzzle page, history.back isn't going to do anything. Wait, what? So if I do refresh here, like that, and then I'll do history.back. Yeah, but it won't necessarily work. So we need to keep more. So we can either pass in where we're coming from, or we just know where we're going back to, because every puzzle just goes back to whatever, right? And the other option is to have some sort of app state. Although the app state needs to be maintained then across. Yeah, no, the puzzle sheet should know where which thingamajig, which group, whatever it belongs to, right? So I guess on top of the puzzle resources, we probably also want to add the whatchamacallem. Oops. We want to also take care of my brain, sorry. We want to, yeah, we want to have the puzzles as resources, right? And I think, can I move these up here? And then I want to have this as a separate thing. But it's dependent on the pages, unfortunately. Let's leave that in here for now. It's dependent on the pages resources. Boo. This dependency on this data is a little annoying. Not a big deal, though. Not a big deal. We'll get around it. So now the question is, do I want to manage it by the puzzles or from the top down? Or do I want to handle it via the kind of handle them as individual pages? Probably not. Probably not. So we can. So I'm trying to think. Will we want to be able to? Like, I'm thinking, like, in the future, do I want to have the same puzzle in more than one group? Maybe. Can I uniquely identify which group menu I want to return to from any puzzle? If a puzzle, not really. If a puzzle, you know. So now that the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm realizing we need to maintain some information in the links. So, for example, we have the group menu, right? And I'm just trying to think, like, we'll do something like this. Puzzle. Like, I'm thinking, do I want to do this inside the hashes? Because then, like, we have the same issue with the submenus, right? So do we want to create basically a history that every time we click, not necessarily every time, but okay, what I'm trying to say is we'll say, okay, we're going to the puzzle menu page, but which one, right? And then on the puzzle menu page, we want to go load a specific puzzle. Okay, we're handling that over here. But we're basically telling it which page, what kind of page we want to load. But then we kind of want to say some extra data, right? So the group menu. So this is the group menu. And then we'll do something like this. Group A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Now, can I automate that? Well, first of all, we need to be able to handle that. So it's this. And and we don't need to go there. We need to... Well, what we can do is either this or dash with other stuff. And then this will exclude, and then this will include like that. Or actually, we can just put that out here like that. And then we'll do this optionally like that. How did I break it? 158. Yeah, oh, puzzles. Yeah, never mind. All right. So if I'm clicking on this now, it gets to here. Right? Puzzle menu. Puzzle menu group A. And then here, we'll basically want to say, hey, you know, where are we at, you know? So we kind of want to have some JavaScript running here. So do something like this, /script. And then we'll have console.log, document.location.hash. Like that. Puzzle menu. Puzzle menu.html. Oh no, this is not executing. This will not execute. So we'll need a file to manage that. Okay. All right. So now the question becomes, do we split by resource type or do we split by pages? So probably I want to do a folder called pages. And then here I'll have a subfolder called puzzle menu. Puzzle menu. And then here we'll have a, nope, not another folder. Sorry about that. So now we're going to take this HTML, move puzzle menu to pages puzzle menu. Then we'll create a new file and we'll call it puzzle menu.js, and we'll put it also under pages puzzle menu. And then here we'll do warn puzzle menu.js like that. Right. And this, make sure we're looking at the right file. We'll get rid of this. And then init app, we're going to change this. So under puzzle menu now, we'll actually add 3 resources. We have the rough.js, rough CSS, and then we'll have pages puzzle menu / puzzle menu.html, which we'll load before the JavaScript, and then we'll have the JS file, which we'll load afterwards. Now, if we do that, we're executing puzzle menu.js down here. And then here we can say, and we'll, you know, we'll try to be a little clean. We'll try to keep this stuff simple. Maybe later on I can get rid of it, you know, move it into an app object, whatever. Let's have a look at the hash. And then we'll just do the right thing in the right place and go in the right direction, right? All right. And then on the puzzle menu, we'll basically want to have a back to group hash group menu. And then here we'll just call it back to group menu. All right, and now this one goes to group menu. Puzzle menu. Render page, puzzle menu. Render page, puzzle menu. Back to group menu. Okay, so that's not working. I think when we're requiring the HTML resources, we need to do something differently. So, require resource. Require resource. All right, so if I click this, require resource HTML, we're getting to this. Let HTML equal so that should work. Let target EL equal this. Resource HTML. So we should have URL, and then target EL inner HTML equals HTML, right? But I'm guessing this thing is failing somehow. Target EL is app, and inner HTML is group menu. Okay. Now if I go here, and then from here I go back to the group menu. So render page doesn't even get to require resources. What? Okay. So there's something with the caching going wrong. Require resources. Require resources. Depths. So go here, clear, back. Require resources. Depths. If array depths console.log depths. And then we'll say const has groups equals this. Right? And then we'll just say hash groups. Right? Go here, clear, go back. Has groups undefined. So if not has groups, we don't need to do that again. Get entry names with. Because the HTML ones are we need to exclude the HTML ones from this. Or we always run through require resources and leave this check up to require resources. I think that's better. So we're actually going to change this for now. And then we'll do return promise all require resources. Dot map require resources, right? So we're here, we click here, close that, we do this. Now the question is, did we double require resources? The problem is if a resource gets removed, it doesn't necessarily, this performance resource loading check doesn't necessarily fail, right? So let's say if I remove a script element, it might still have that resource as is loaded, right? So let's make a little function here. Const is resource loaded. Equals URL. And I think we can just take that like that. Is resource loaded, and just return that. And then we can do this. And then we'll just skip that check for HTML. A little more fine-grained here. Is resource loaded? If I go here the first time, so it's kind of we'll do just undefined. It's not equal. False, false, false. Go here, back. True, 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 true. Right. So we'll just do if or is resource loaded, or we can just do return is resource loaded URL loaded URL, or wait. So I go here. Let's do this again. Go here, clear, go back. It's loading the CSS, but it's not loading the JS. All right, so that implies to me that it worked. If I do that again, clear, go, return, it didn't load any. All right, excellent. So I think for the HTML, that works. Okay, so I think we can put that back here, that back here, get rid of that, get rid of that. Don't even need the brakes anymore. All right. Now we still have the issue with colliding CSS, but we'll get to that. All right. So that's changed now. As groups. If not as groups. If not as groups, just do that. And otherwise, just do that. Okay. It's a little bit cleaner now. We've arified them early. I'll do that here. I'll probably move these isLoaded checks into here, into the individual loaders, and then we'll probably build one like this just for HTML as well, so the code here is all the same. And we'll set it up so we pass the whole resource object in, and then, you know, I call this require resource, but I'll probably change that to load resource eventually. Yeah, let's change it to load resource. Load resource. Load resource. And then the require resources, we leave it for now for the plural. All right, so if I go here, and then I'll want to go back. Okay, it'll just blow up for now. So we have the group menu. So now we'll do the puzzle menu. So I'm actually going to grab a gas puzzle. They said that'd be okay. Actually, you know what? It's easier for me to have very simple. No. You know what's easiest for me? Easiest for me are if I have, what's the word? SCF puzzles, right? So if I have something like this, and you know what? If I just grab some from the endless puzzles, endless puzzles. like if I grab like this one, is that an SCF? I don't actually know. The killers aren't SCFs, right? So these and these would be SCFs internally, I think. Are these SCFs? They might not be SCFs actually. Huh. They're not SCFs. Okay. Well, I want some SCS for now. It's just easier to manage. Okay, it'll just be the same one. You know what? I'm just gonna keep... No, I don't... The reason I don't want to keep the blank one is... If I do this, and then this... Ah, perfect. I just want to have a way of differentiating them to make sure I'm on different pages, right? Okay. So, puzzle... And then we'll do group whatever, and then we'll go down each step. So that means we kind of do the same thing for the puzzle, what we did with the puzzle menu, right? So we'll do puzzle, and then we'll copy puzzle.html into puzzle, and we'll create a puzzle.js. Puzzle.js, it just helps us set everything up. Right? And then we'll configure the page for puzzle the same way as we did for the puzzle menu. Except, of course, we have a ton more resources. We don't even need the target app thing, I guess. And then we'll just have a separate one for puzzle.js. And it'll be pages/puzzle. Pages/puzzle. Okay. Puzzle.js is running. So I feel like I'm missing something. I'll go back to puzzle menu group A. So puzzle menu is this thing, and there should be a puzzle menu.js that gets the hash. All right. So we basically want to pull the group back. So here we know we're in group A. Okay, so one sec. My brain is slow. We'll just do something like this. Dot match. So that's puzzle menu. That. And then dot star. Chew. Like that. That's we'll do that. And then we'll get the first one, and that's the group name. And then we'll have group name. And then we basically need to update all these links, right? So puzzle menu, and we'll just do data dash. Can I just do class equals puzzle link for now, and then later on we'll have to sort out how that's going to change. But then I can just do create select all, right? Document.query select for all. And then that's puzzle link. Selector, that's not how it goes. Right, so that gets us the puzzle links. And then each of these, we want to update it with which group we're coming from. And to be fair, we might even have... We might actually have just separate pages for the different groups. They can share styling and so on. I guess they don't have to be... Yeah, I didn't think of that. Actually, there's no harm in that. Right? We can just make these complete independent files. I mean, there's probably going to be 9 groups of 9 puzzles. So what if we clone this and call this puzzle menu 1 and this puzzle menu 2? And then in the group menu, we'll just have puzzle menu 1, puzzle menu 2, puzzle menu 3, puzzle menu 4. Alright, and then this is 1, this is 2. So that's 1. That's 2. And then 3 and 4. Okay, they'll be all the same for now. In fact, 3 and 4 probably go back to the splash screen because they don't exist, right? And then this is just puzzle menu 1 and puzzle menu 2. And then we don't have any of this bollocking that I'm just doing right now for no reason. Right, so we'll just go here. And we can even put them in the same place. Like, right, we can have a puzzle menu 1. And then we'll just clone it, call it puzzle menu 2. Have them be separate files, but they can share a lot of resources. And then just have slightly different styling for the different whatevers, right? So let us go here. And then we'll just have a little bit of a H1 puzzle menu 1. Kind of like that. Right? And then we'll just, for now, we're just gonna go to that. And then we'll go from A1 to 1A. Or just 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And then this will do, if I do this, what does that look like? Perfect. Perfect. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Beautiful. And then puzzle menu 2, gonna be very similar. Very much deliberately so. Right. Do these also aligned. Get rid of these. Just, you know, we're gonna get rid of that altogether anyways. And now these will be 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. And if I go back to group menu and then go to here, then this would be puzzle 2, 1. All right. And now for the puzzles, do we want to do the same thing? Puzzle HTML. Probably not, because we don't want to clone this. But puzzle.js, when does it run? It runs too late. I'm just thinking. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it'll just go in there and it can just change it, right? We still need to let it know where it's coming from, though. Right. Unless every puzzle gets its own entry as a page. Yeah. What if we do that? Like that. And then we potentially can get rid of that as well. Puzzle 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Right? Something like that. I don't even know. Is my girlfriend still in the house? I don't even know if she went to walk the dog yet. All right, so now the idea is we'll do something like that, but we'll have the puzzle resources separate. Puzzle resources equals, right? And then we'll just move all of these up there. We can get rid of the polyfill. Right, like that. And then puzzle resources coming after this, like that. right? And these two, yeah, we wanna load them one after the other, like that. Make sure the HTML is loaded first. Okay. And now we can do puzzle 1 1 hash 1 1, and then there'll be a puzzle 1 1 page like this. Okay. Now, because the JS gets called first, I think we can manipulate the URL, right? So we can do how do you do that again? JavaScript change URL without refresh. Put a modifier URL, load the page. History.pushState, right? So if I do history.pushState, and the new URL is just gonna be !puzzle ID equals, and we'll probably need to, we'll just do scf11 for now. So if I do this, okay, we're losing the hash. Not sure if that's a problem. What if I do document.location dot search equals, is that with a question mark? Yeah, equals question mark puzzle ID equals CF. I think this will reload it if I did this. Yeah. So what if we do something like this? URL equals document.location, new URL, location. So that would be the original URL. Then we'll do URL.search equals that. That should change the href. Go here, go here, go here, go here. So that's updated the URL, but kept everything else the same, which is the important part. And now we should be able to use that here. Right. Go here, go here, go here, go here. Okay. But push state updates the history. Hash change firing and pop state. No, we don't know. Push state. Let's see, location hash length without refresh. Push state defined history. Push state. Modern browser, there's a method called push state window history that will change the URL and push it to the history without loading the page. Change URL without refresh or modifying history. I don't actually want to modify the history either. Replace state, that's the one I was looking for. All right. So, and I want to grab that for now. So we also want to look at this. So we want to do URL.hash, and then we'll do URL.hash dot match hash puzzle 0 through 9 plus like that. Like that. And then if I do this, I should be able to grab the first element. 11. And then I should be able to do this. And that should get me my puzzle, whatever. And then later on that goes out of an array of data or whatever, right? But now I can just stick that in here. And that should work. Like that. And if I press back, refresh this, we don't get rid of that. Let's see. So, puzzle menu. We should be able to get rid of these altogether now. Puzzle menu 1, puzzle menu 2. This is just proof of concept that we can do it this way. All of this code will be replaced. Or not. Who knows? Maybe it's enough. 1, 2. Puzzle 1, 2. Okay, so. Ah, man. Do I want to do wildcarding here then? Like, do I really want to list puzzle N through Y or whatever? Maybe not. Or we use the dash method to attach arguments like that. So if I go here, 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 and then click here, and then go back to puzzle, yada yada, right? It goes here, and it loads SCF undefined. All right, that's fair. Excuse me. Because I didn't account for the dash. Now we have this. If I go back, we have hey. This back. If I go here. Ooh. Yeah. This is gonna be a slight problem. So this is what I was saying earlier, that as we're leaving, if we're pulling all the elements out of the HTML and then stuff them back in afterwards, they won't be initialized anymore. So we need to kind of have a way of letting the page unload itself, right? So I'm starting to think we want to have a bit of a page object here that can do some stuff, right? So for example, we'll have handlers before or after. And the sort of the default on after whatever is, you know, just wiping it all. Now the question is, do I want to have separate files? Probably not. Because I'm kind of bouncing between this, managing these as resources or as code items, right? Jip. Because I'm loading a bunch of JavaScript as part of this anyways, I don't really want to load more. The question is, this JavaScript now just sort of exists. Brr, right? Is that good enough? Or do I want to implement, you know, this kind of code as, you know, puzzle class or whatever? So what about if we just say keep HTML as a flag? So if we say keep HTML true. 1 second, guys. All right. Toby's preparing to leave. By the way, is anybody here? I haven't gotten any feedback today. I'm gonna start begging people to join me. Just checking if everything's still working. I think the only viewer is me. All right. So, let's try this just for now. So the idea is if there's a keep HTML, we want to, so render, so we want to have a variable, right? So we want to have something like, where we're going to keep it here. Let current page equal, or let's current page, right? So after this, we'll just say blah, blah, blah. Current page equals name. Right. So when we're starting with render page, we'll do show loader first, right? And then we'll do, and then we'll change this to next page, right? And next page won't have a name, okay. Next page dot name equals name. And then we'll do if current page. We'll output that as well. We'll have this, right? And we'll go back. Oh, sorry about that. Don't know what that was. All right. So next page, current page, splash. Okay. So we'll do current page, current page name. Or do we just assign the page as well? We'll just do this. Yeah, we'll just treat them as objects, right? We'll go here. So we'll have current page, next page. Then we'll go here, current page, next page. We'll go here. And then if I press back, current page, keep HTML true. Now, the back button here, does that reload the page? Did that reload the page? No, because it just changed the hash, right? Okay, so we'll say if current page dot keep HTML return. So we'll just return. All right, now go back. We have the loader running, but if I delete it, it's still there. Okay. So now instead of wiping the HTML out, we'll need another place. And I'm guessing we'll need a place called keep HTML, right? So we'll do an diff id equals keep HTML. Right, and then this will be disabled. So man, these things need to go somewhere else. Yeah, can I just... I'm just gonna create a app.css. So we'll have an app.css. Just gonna move that in there. Like that, like that. And then here we'll just do a link rel style sheet. App.css. Like that. My microphone is... Sounds like there's a wire loose in there or something. I don't know. Doesn't sound good. Then we'll do It's the app loader. We'll do a hash keep HTML display none. Now we have to be very careful because I don't know if there's going to be some potential interactions with the timer running or whatever, but we'll deal with that. So I go here. Oh yeah, and then we said if keep HTML is true. Now the question is, if I move it over, also the problem is I probably have more than one child here. So if I do document dot nope console.log, I'm getting tired. I'm just typing random stuff that I didn't like. I know what I want to do roughly, but I'm not thinking about it clearly enough. Document.query selector. The reason I'm not using get element by ID is because like in the future it might all change and how this operates and all that stuff. So if I now press back, generate or export, whatever, right? App. Okay, so JavaScript transfer all children to different parents. I mean, obviously it would be better. I guess I could just loop through them. Insert. Oh, wait, the shell switch nodes IDs and change the sequence. If you use IDs names, you can do this. Old parent ID, new parent ID. Insert before old parent, new parent. Insert before old parent. This is a shallow solution switch. Insert before. Insert before method of the node interface inserts a node before a reference node as a child of the specified parent node. Inserts a node before inserts the old parent foobar old parent new parent old parent new parent foobar hello world. What the heck? Hey Pink, how are you doing? Thanks for saying hello. Makes me feel slightly less alone. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, I think this will work. The concern I have is if the event listeners will get messed up. So if I do this, so that's our old parent, and the new parent is keep HTML. If I do this, right, I go here, I go back, and then I actually need to continue like that. So we go here, go back. This happens. Why does this happen? So app should contain page and app keep HTML shouldn't. So why is this all messed up? Why is page over here? Wait, what? Okay, so we have a conflict with the style sheets. Okay, that we can deal with. That we can deal with. Like we can either kind of prefix our classes and IDs for the application stuff, which is probably the easier one, because then, you know, I don't need to modify the app stuff, or we can kind of use more specific classes. So let's go to app CSS. And I think the pages stuff is under the roughs. And we'll probably want to move some of that styles some of these styles over. We really need them here, you know what I mean? So if I move that over here, and do we need that? I don't know, but I think it's supposed to be this part. Right? Hashtag app, position, absolute relative, width, height, font family Arial. And then we'll put that over here. And that's gonna be app.page, like that. And we're just gonna move those down here. Keep the loader below. Loader's just gonna be on the way. Yep, we'll get rid of that file. And then over here, we're gonna remove roughs.css from these dependencies. Most of these won't have additional resources, but I just want to keep my options open there. So now we go back here, and then we go back here. The dialog doesn't get closed, but that's something we can deal with. And then we go back here. Now, keep HTML. I'm just realizing we need, each of these need their own element. I don't know if it needs to be attached to the whatchamacallem, to the document. Okay, so if current page dot keep HTML EL equals undefined, right, equals document dot create element diff, and then we'll do this, and we don't actually need the keep HTML object here, and we don't need that. All right, so go back here. Go here. Okay, so now we'll kind of have to do the reverse, right? So we'll get to here, render page, current page, next page. Now, the problem is, I'm handling the HTML as part of the resource list. And the reason I did that is to be able to have a certain order of loading things. But now that I'm kind of loading it all behind the scenes, I almost feel the HTML needs to be... the HTML needs to be handled separately. Because either the resource loading needs to get smart and know about keep HTML and needs access to the whole page thing, or we just don't use the resource loading for the HTML. If I do this for now, because generally I think the HTML needs to be loaded first, because HTML doesn't have any dependencies on files, as far as I know, but JavaScript definitely has dependencies in HTML, and CSS almost doesn't matter. It's smarter than my stuff. So if I do this, and finally this, right? So now nothing will work. Yeah, before there was a reason though I changed it, but I think it might have been just the CSS flash, the unstyled content flash. Okay. Okay, so how do we load? We just loaded from here. Okay. Next page dot name. What's name? I don't know. And that changed. And then we'll do if next page dot HTML. Wait. And then it's just load resource. Next page dot HTML. Boom. So that should work. That should work. This didn't work. If I refresh this, why did that not work? Group menu, HTML. Group menu. Yeah, I should maybe also step back. CSS will disagree. Yeah, hey, Raprion. So I have one viewer on each platform. I'll probably need to step back and then just, like, now that I have more than just throwing mud at the wall, I need to refactor it into actual class now that I have a better idea. Oh yeah, I want a page class, and you know, I need some page data, and where do I store it and all that stuff. The group menu is still here. Did I move that already? No. All right, group menu. You're getting your own folder, and you even get the rest of your letters. And then HTML group menu goes in here. Do you know what? While I'm here, I'm gonna move these as well. Boom. Can delete the HTML folder now. All right. So pages, 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 and group. Except, since that wasn't the issue, that doesn't explain why. Group menu. Roughs, group menu PNG. Oh, because dot page is not a thing anymore? It is a thing. Here, dot page. Background image is overridden. Oh, okay. It's overwritten by this. Alright, so if I just do hash app. Nope. Is that the wrong file now? Probably is. Group menu. Group menu. Hash app. How you doing, W? You still here? Sunday night. Okay. So that takes us back to puzzle menu 1. This takes us back to group menu. This takes us to puzzle menu 2. So let's update puzzle menu 2 to actually make more sense. Puzzle menu 2, puzzle 2.1. Puzzle 2.1 doesn't work. I changed it. This is now dashed. Right, go back here. Group menu, puzzle 2.2. Puzzle menu 2 HTML. What? Puzzle menu 2. Am I not loading the right puzzle menu file? Puzzle menu 1, puzzle menu 2. Puzzle menu 2, puzzle menu 2. Yes, okay. It was cached or something. Puzzle menu 2, go back. We're puzzle menu 2, puzzle 2.3. Okay, so now we need to... Yeah, I'm just... this is kind of the stuff that the existing app is also bad at, and I'm trying to come up with a way that's not rewrite the engine, you know, but like make it a little bit more elegant, and that I can move around and not have like constantly get bugs about this sort of stuff. It's maybe a bit early to do that, but I also know that it's gonna make my life easier if I get that cleaned up. Basically, the idea is that I can run the puzzle engine and other page content smoothly and not have to worry about it too much. So the idea is, once the HTML is loaded, we're gonna keep it around and we're just gonna shunt it and then bring it back. So basically, once we go back into puzzles, instead of doing this, we actually want to check if next page dot keep HTML element as a thing. If it's not equal to undefined, and we probably wanna. In fact, next page I'm already outputting it here. Next page, name, puzzle menu. Next page, true. Keep HTML element. Div. Okay. So then the idea is we need to move all of these over to this. So if undefined, we'll that's my brain connecting to the internet. I think I'm gonna make a little function about this. So I don't have all this bloody code sitting in here. So what if we do something like const keep page or page keep HTML equals page like that, right? If current page, so then we'll do this. If page keep HTML, if page HTML is equals undefined, page should keep HTML, page query selector child nodes. Boom. And then we'll do if not return. Simple, simple, simple. If not page or not page, keep HTML. And then we'll do this here. And then we don't need to do any of that. And then page restore. We'll do page restore HTML. If I'll just do page load HTML. Async. And then we'll basically do this. And we'll probably don't even have to check for HTML. So we can say if page.keepHTML is undefined, yada yada. And then we'll do the opposite. We append to app. And we'll just do something like this. Const app l equals that. Just to keep our brains a little cleaner. Right? So then we can do app element append. And then page keep HTML child nodes. Like that. If that's undefined. And in fact, we don't care about that. And we can return, whoops, and we can just return from there. Return. Nope, return. Else if, boom, return here. And we don't even need to wait here either. We need to wait on the outside. If next page.html, and next page is not what we're looking at here, page.html. And then he'll do just await next, await page load HTML, next page, boom, done. And that's it. Right? And with that, I should be able to click get puzzle to 1, go back, click get puzzle to 3. Okay, well, the puzzle works again. The puzzle engine works. We haven't managed loading and unloading the actual puzzle. Okay. And I'm back of thinking, do I need a... because these resources, once they're loaded, they don't get executed again. So I can't actually use them this way. unless I wire them up with event handlers. So we actually need some JavaScript here. And the problem is I can't contain the JavaScript as a loadable resource and then also call it unless this exposes basically global functions, which I don't really want to do. The other alternative I have, I can, instead of having these being loaded in as, browser JavaScript, I can manage them myself and basically handle them as an object to instantiate. But now I'm really just implementing JavaScript modules from scratch. Do I really want to do that? Part of me says yes. Part of me says, don't be stupid, learn how modules work properly. Part of me says, just stuff the code in here. I think I'm gonna go with stuff the code in here for now. So instead of doing this, I'm actually gonna have like a little on before load. Right? And this is gonna be log puzzle.onBeforeLoad. Boom. And then we'll just say, do we want to do... We want to run that after the HTML has been loaded. Ironically. So here we're gonna do console.page onBeforeLoad, onBeforeLoad, and then if type of if function type of do it. Right? So if I go here, onBeforeLoad, and then the puzzle.js file, instead of doing all of this here, we're actually gonna do it in here. Right? So, boop, boop, boop. And then we'll do an on after load. And, on before unload. On before unload is the other one. And we might have the whole Unity caliber of event handlers in here before we're done. And we'll do keep page, current page. I'm thinking actually we'll do like an page unload. So we'll call this page unload async, and we'll just do page unload await page unload, and then we'll do we'll execute that before we'll do the switch around. And here we'll do if not page return, sure. If not page return, sure. Then we'll do this, not this. We'll do this. Page on before unload. Right? We'll execute that handler. And then we'll do if keep HTML. We'll make this a positive look ahead. I mean a positive check. I'll just put that in here, get it out of the way. Down the line, this might get much more complex, and we might actually put a whole bunch of other things in there. Page load HTML. Page load HTML. Do we want change this from page unload to just page load? Right? And then do kind of like that, just do all of it. So we'll put that in here. Page load. On before load, no. We want to do this thing first. If keep HTML is undefined. Page HTML, then we'll do that. Then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. And then we'll just await require resources. Right. So we don't need that. We don't need that. Do that. And then we'll do that. We'll actually do that. Okay. Don't know how that's feeling right now, so let's just not worry about it. Okay. So what happens? We are not logging anything, so I don't know what's happening. Page.name or page. It's just gonna. I know the initial page won't be initialized. So we do this, right? So we're hitting page unload, we get undefined, and we return. Then we're hitting page load. And what happens exactly? Page load. So page load goes here. We have a return here. Yes. We do have a return here. So if keep HTML element is not equal to undefined, we'll do this. And then else, if page, we'll do, await load resources, we'll do this. Right, so if we have a keep HTML element, we'll pull that out. Otherwise, we'll just do the regular load. We don't just skip out. Do we want to check the keep HTML flag? Maybe not. Maybe not. Because the keep HTML element should be all we need. But we could check it as well. Like that. Okay, next page is not defined. Yes, I didn't update all of this. All right. So we are on page puzzle 1.1. So if we go back here now, I'll clear that and I go to puzzle 2.2. So on before load, on unload happened and on before load happened. Okay. Now, if I reload this and then I press back, the dialog stays up. Right. So frame work dot close dialog. Right. So on before unload, we'll do this. Right? So if I go here, then press back, it's closed. If I go here, we end up here. And the reason is because I'm not emptying out the app when I'm loading in wire this. Because load resources. Yeah, because this assigns this to inner HTML. So we'll do, because that just appends. So app.l.inner HTML equals. So we'll first empty it out. So we're 1.2, go back. 1.2, because we don't have the code implemented, but that's fairly functional. 2.1, right. Okay, so now we actually need to do the puzzle loading code, which happens up here. The problem is currently this loads too early. We need to know if we've already been initialized or not. Is there a way of doing that in a smart way? So we have on before load. Okay, we don't need these anymore. We'll do framework dot. So do we have framework frame? We can do a framework or app framework and framework dot app. Can we just do that? Oh no. Type of framework. So that means the first time we load it, nope. The first time we load it, framework will be undefined. Then we go back, and now framework will be defined. So if framework, if undefined not equal framework, we still want to set up the URL properly. Console.log get puzzle ID. Get puzzle ID. So if framework is loaded, puzzle ID should be available at this point. Undefined, right? And then I'll do this, and I'll do this. SCF21. So this is probably a good time to look back at the mobile app again and say, how did we handle unloading and loading in URL? No, actually, we don't even need, like, whatever we're doing with endless puzzles is probably all we need to do. So, for example, if we look at the endless puzzles feature, you know, that's a mechanism where we're loading a puzzle into an existing loaded puzzle. We know that works. So, restore current puzzle, load data, save data, handle show dialog, endless puzzles, yada yada yada. Handle puzzle solved, handle it. Okay, so load data, puzzle thumb settings, puzzle set, add puzzle skip puzzle set render, HTML. Handle inlet, handle app menu, handle image, handle show dialog, handle dialog button, handle show dialog, set render set. Somewhere in here I'm assigning set render puzzle. Somewhere here I'm assigning event handlers that handle actually clicking and opening a puzzle. Get puzzle, puzzle render, puzzle data, last check, English on. No, that's not it. Turn selector, short ID. Puzzle arms. I'll remove. Handle skip. Handle them error. Handle skip. There's only 2 event listeners. Are you kidding me? Handle skip. Load. Puzzle data. Add puzzle data. Dot load. Nope. Dot load. That's a little hard to find. Here we go. Jesus Christ. Store current. No, but that's not the only thing. Load puzzle data. Load CTC puzzle. Create thumb. So that's to create a thumbnail. Load puzzle data. Add puzzle. Restore current puzzle. And the loading done. So when I click on one of those things, Jesus Christ, I can't even find where that is handled. So we're rendering, refresh thumbs, create thumb, puzzle loading done, preserve settings, thumb save, restore settings. So it's loading them one by one. But how does it know when I click on a thumbnail? So what I'm talking about is down here under experimental, under, oh, okay, that's not available here. All right, so let's look here. Experimental endless puzzles. So when I click on one of these guys, it knows to load a puzzle. Does it just change the URL? It just changes the URL. I'm an idiot. Okay, well, anyway, this thing will do it as well, right? So, and we need to be a bit careful. Throttle, restore current puzzle. Puzzle clone. Puzzle ID. All right, let's see. Let's just see if we can just smoosh this in here somehow. So get puzzle ID. All right, that's fine. Then we'll do framework work dot app dot puzzle ID is undefined. So that'll get it to do a fresh load. And we don't want to do a load CTC as far as I can think, because this is not going to be a CTC puzzle. CTC puzzle. We want to do a load remote? No. We want to do a load puzzle SCF. SCF. Load puzzle equals. I don't actually know what happens with an SCF. Where does the conversion from SCF happen? In the puzzle loader? What the hell? SCF. To SCF. No. Puzzle loader. SCF. Parse puzzle SCF. So, in other words, when this is the ID, where does it go through this process? Get puzzle D. Fetch puzzle. Is this what I want to do? I want to do a fetch puzzle first? Maybe. Get puzzle ID. So, const puzzle ID equals get puzzle ID. Right. Then we'll do await puzzle loader dot fetch puzzle ID. Like that. And then we'll do, wait, I don't know. Is that gonna do the decoding? Is that gonna return a CFC, whatever? So if I go back and go here, fetch puzzle, it's not doing anything here. Wait. Fetch puzzle. It doesn't do the conversion here. Parse puzzle SCF. Parse. Why does that? Fetch puzzle. Parse puzzle data. And then this. Okay, well, good enough. I don't know if the fetch code will work. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. CDC puzzle. So I think we can actually skip that. Then we can just do this. All right. And then we'll just do whatever framework app load. like that. So if I go here and I go here, what happens? All right, parse there. So puzzle loader, right? 2 1. Nope, wrong button. 2 1, 2 2, 2 3. Back to group. Group 1, puzzle 1 1, puzzle 1 2, puzzle 1 3. Back to here. Back to here. Back to here. Okay. That's pretty decent. Alright, not bad for Sunday night. Clean that up a little bit. To be honest, there's so much cleaning up I need to do. This should be enough for the first load. This should be enough for the second load. This concept might be good enough for most of it. A lot of other stuff. I think I want to close that. Okay. I don't need that anymore. This one I can get rid of now. So let's make sure it doesn't look for it. Okay. That's just gonna be that. Like that. And then we'll get rid of... sure we're in the right project here. Puzzle. Don't need that. Oh. Don't need that. Delete that file. Okay, we'll probably have to put it back soon enough. Yeah, well, it's very early, but hopefully it'll move quickly from here. Let's actually make this thing work. It's a little annoying because in the other version, I had access to expanding the strings from here. And I've also done CSS icons, but here I have neither. So either I prepare them. So what if I do this? Icon dash back, right? Whoops. Oh, is that the wrong file? Puzzle. So if I do icon dash back, get rid of that. Get rid of, I'll just make this history.back for now. So I do this. And then over here, let me just close all these things here. Let's actually close all of this stuff. This was from like the other day. It's just taking up space on my bar here. Right. So basically, because the icons are in framework, I probably should just have the resources available. It's silly. Because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to include the data twice, but I'm gonna waste so much time, and it's like a kilobyte or half a kilobyte each. I think right now is really the wrong time to kind of save on that. Basically, I have on framework.js, I have a couple of icons like this. And I really should convert these to CSS anyways. Whoops. So if I do this, and then I'll go to app.css, right? I'll put them down here, and then I'll look into where's the engine? I'll look into style.css, where I have stuff like this, right? And then I'll do something like that, and I'll do something like icon back, like that, right? And then I don't remember what I did to convert it here. I can probably do this, right? And I can probably do this. I can probably stick that in here, and it'll work the same, I think. And then I should be able to do something like Let's also do kind of a quick search for this. Oh, because I used it as a mask. Oh. Oh. Well. Let's see. App CSS. Can I do icon back? Boom. Background. URL. This. Red. Right, and then we'll do something like outline 10px solid magenta, so we can see that the thing actually exists. There it is. Then we'll do a height is whatever 24px with 24px. Okay. Background image. Shouldn't that work? Oh, URL is already part of the variable. Never mind. Not toggle. Back. There we go. There we go. No biggie. It looks weird. I feel like there's something wrong. I can't put on my finger. I can't put on my finger. I can't put my finger on what's wrong. 1, 2, 1, 3. Now if I go here and I refresh, and if I do this and open a new tab, and then do this, because now history.back shouldn't work exactly. So we don't actually want to do history.back here. Go away. We want to. We don't want to do history.back. We want to do we don't want to do history.back. So we want to include, yeah, because, okay, so in the future, I want to be able to have the same puzzle accessible from different locations. So we have options, right? We can... in fact, the puzzle is called puzzle 1-3. And the 1-3 is not this specific puzzle, it's where we came from, right? It's just third puzzle in the second, or the first group or whatever. So let's go back to what the groups actually look like. If I go here and go to group 2, it's puzzle menu 2. So we're going to change that. No, we're not going to change that. What we're going to do is up here, we're going to do, so we're going to go in here, right? We're going to do document.location.hash .match slash hash puzzle dash 0 through 9 that. Right. And that gets us the first digit, which is the group. Hey guys, hey Poochie boy. Hey Toby, come here, come here. Oh, come on. Hey babe. How was the walk? Alright, I'm gonna start winding down. Why did my stream just do something? Something refreshed. Alright, time to wind down. It's getting late. So we got our 2 here. So we'll grab that 2 like that. And that should be our group menu. So if we now do this and write group menu and a hash symbol, right? If I go back to here, sorry, not puzzle menu, group menu, puzzle menu. Puzzle menu. And then I should be able to just do document.location.hash equals this. Right? So if we refresh this and I look at this, it says this. And if I click on it, it does that. What? It changed the hash, but it also did this. So what we really want is... can I do grip right? No. What we really want is back. And then here we'll do ID equals back link. Puzzle backlink. Puzzle backlink. And then here we should be able to access puzzle backlink. No, because this happens too early. Does it though? No, it doesn't. This happens after the HTML is available, right? So if I do this, puzzle backlink. What? Oops, what? What did I oops? Document.query selector this, right? Yeah. And then we'll just do dot href equals, be able to just do this, right? Right. But look at this now. Href puzzle menu 2. Pow! Okay. Can we get rid of the query string? If I do this, puzzle 2 3, that should take us back to group puzzle menu 2, puzzle 2 1. Takes us there, gets rid of that, go back to here, go to puzzle menu 1, puzzle 1 2, and puzzle 1 3. Awesome! Smooth. Okay. Smooth, you know, maybe not the right word, but I feel confident that I can do a lot of things with this very simple, very compact, small code. And these are still basically their own HTML pages, and I can still load in JavaScript separately and all that sort of thing. Let us clean up these a little bit. Puzzle menu. Puzzle menu. So this, I actually don't need any of this, do I? Yeah, I don't need any of this now. I mean, obviously the puzzle menu, well, I say obviously, I was going to say obviously the puzzle menus wouldn't be their own separate files, but why not? If we have 9, handcrafting 9 files is not really a big problem. Thank you. Thanks for saying something in the chat. It's making me feel slightly less insane. All right, so render page, we can probably also just get rid of the stack trace. And then create app menu. That one, I don't know yet what I need to do with that. I think it's related to these. No, they work. Maybe the hamburger menu. Oh yeah, and the puzzle name. Like, you know, let's do something here. Well, actually no, because up here, I don't know yet what the design is going to be like. And I'm just realizing why it looks weird, because the colors is wrong. Which means, what is the current color here? Current color. Isn't current color set for these things? So this has a color. Doesn't this have the same color? Yeah. Color. Color. Current color. Oh no, current color doesn't work in embedded stuff. SVG current color in data URL. Yeah, it doesn't work in the data URL. And that's why I use the mask. Ah, okay. Alright, alright. And that's why I was using the mask with the toggle thing. So if I do this instead of that, and I don't have that, what happens? Okay, it doesn't show. Color, green. I feel like I'm seeing something there, but I probably am not. What is it masking? Do I have to do something here? Toggle after content. Absolute mask, background color. WebKit mask. 0 center. Ugh. Feels like there's a lot of stuff that I need to do. Maybe it's just these. Where's this gonna go? Here. Right? Weird that it, when I double click, it selects the whole thing. Feels strange. Red. Okay. We got something. We got something. Now, can I get away without using background color? Probably not. Okay. So, is there a way, CSS, use current color as background color? Is there a way of using, yes, a current background color keyword which could exist, was posted in 2020, how it does not yet exist. Use the canvas system color, which is defined as the background of application color documents. Background color, canvas text. Canvas coloring. This will not reflect the page's CSS, even body background color purple. All it does is key in on the system color. It does not. Okay. How did we do it here? Main color. Is that what we were using? Maybe that's all I need. I don't know if the main color is. What is the main color? Background image, overridden, background color, purple. I need not the main color. I need the main foreground color. Where are all the colors? Where are all the colors? Shoot. Feature colors. Color. BG color. If I go to here or here, where does this color come from? Color, the foreground color specifically. It is set to FF. Controls main color. Main color, inverse color. Ah, wait, if I go dark mode, it's still white. God damn it. I'm just wondering if this isn't sourced from a variable somewhere. Alright, I'm just gonna hardcode FF, but we're gonna deal with that. That needs to be better. Or is there... I'm just gonna do color white, maybe. I don't know if that'll flip with the... that'll flip with dark mode and all that. In fact, right now the colors are all messed up. Don't know why. It's dark mode? Oh, dark mode doesn't work at all. Alright. I need to figure that out. But I think that's for further down the line. Right now, I'm quite happy that we can load multiple puzzles. We can navigate. I think I'm well on track for the vertical slash. Okay. All right. And to be honest, I'm spending a lot of time on things that I shouldn't really be spending time on yet. All right. So I think what I want to do for the rest of the vertical slices, I want to actually have 9 groups, 9 puzzles, 9 different puzzles. So I'm going to just go in the gas list, put them in there. These, I'm going to change this group menu to an actual menu. 9 is quite a lot. I'd like to keep it one screen. I don't think it makes sense to scroll, but maybe what we could do is... maybe it's not just 9 all equivalent, but maybe there's like a sort of like a tutorial one, like the first one you don't choose. Then after you finish that, you get to see a bunch of, you know, items, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe, and then maybe the last one sort of isn't visible and you have to discover it or something. I don't know, something like that. I think that might be fun. Kind of mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, Spring. Glad you enjoyed the dark mode. I'm sorry that dark mode isn't better. I need to improve it. It's a little tricky, and I've neglected it. And I personally use, you see, I use dark mode in almost all my applications, except for SudokuPad, because I'm not happy with it. And because I'm not using it, I'm not making it better. And because it's not better, I'm not using it. So it's a bit of a catch-22. But one of these days, I got to sit down and clean that up. But I also have to kind of change a lot internally to be able to have better control over the colors and all this. But work like what I'm doing now for kind of separate applications where I need, you know, like the theming, which is kind of primitive, but part of the idea of the theming was to have it be, what's the word? To kind of replace the dark mode, basically make the dark mode a dark theme, right? I mean, I'm not there yet, but it's at least moving in the right direction. So this loading stuff... what is it actually loading? Because I'm just thinking right now, it doesn't load any additional resources, right? It doesn't load the HTML. Oh, it is reloading the resources. Why is it reloading the resources? It's reloading the resources. That's why it's taking so long. But why? Why? Okay, so we're doing load resource. We want to see what the URL is, but we also want to see if the resource has already been loaded prior. Right? So we're gonna go into a puzzle. And go here. We go here. False. Wait, why? Oh, because we're actually changing the URL here. Oh no. So either I don't change the shoot. No. Either I only change the hash here, or I don't. Wait, no. No, what am I doing? Ah, here. Either I don't change, I only change the hash, which shouldn't reload everything, or I use JavaScript and don't do the thing. Yeah, you see how fast it is now. If I clear that now, I can go back to here. I can do this. I can go here. I can go to back. I can go to here. It loaded for a second, probably loading the image resource. Or is it? Also, the hat moved. Why did the hat move? Oh. Oh, that's weird. All right. Different problem, different day. Can you read from a common JS global singleton module? Well, there are no individual pages. There's only one page. The pages are just HTML that I load in. So there's just a bunch of resources. And probably what I'll do is I'll probably preload everything, including the puzzle itself, the puzzle engine itself on app start, because it's not that much stuff, right? And I can, for a native app, I can just minify the whole thing, you know, and it won't be that big. In fact, let me look, because I've done APK builds before. Actually, no, maybe we can just do one now. I don't know. Let me see. SudokuPad Special Edition. Just a working title. Let's see. So if I do an npm run. No. It's npx. No. Capacitor build Android. I need to put that into the package thingamajigs. Building your app. Building npm run. npm x copy. npx copy as npx copy. Android as an Android Studio. Okay, so build Android. It's a little annoying that I can't do like a proper native build without invoking Android Studio anymore. But it's supposed to have its own benefits. So we'll see. So if I do npm run build and build dash Android, right? So that should just pop it open in Android Studio. So Cordova was doing basically a command line build. I'm gonna launch Android Studio. Is it installed? I'm pretty sure it's installed. I'll probably have to do this from Windows. npm run build Android. So my Linux side isn't set up correctly for this. So what's it waiting for? Come on, come on. Should be faster than that. 197 milliseconds. Okay, but it doesn't count all the other waiting we're doing here. All right. Yeah, I guess we might as well. So, do I need to plug something in? I don't have my device plugged in already. Why is that? I have a red X. What does it say? Performance is recommended to ensure the following paths are added to the phone. Okay, well, right now, can we just meet the new UI? Okay. Oh god, it's waiting for me. Android greater. Oh, Jesus Christ! Always more stuff. Always new stuff. More stuff. Yeah. I used to press build. Where's the freaking build button now? I don't want to just run it. I want to build it. How do I build it? Where's the menu? Why is this new UI not letting me build my app? Why? Why do they have to break things all the time? Jeez. Alright, just freaking build it. Build. Build. Alright. So here, I don't know. Just the Android Studio path. Okay. I think my stream is really far behind because it's only just showing the logo of Studio now. I've been trying to build it for a while. Am I that far behind? I think Restream is really far behind. What the heck? Have I been... Or is it just playing? Everything going alright? Build owner has detected new build performance issues. Ugh. Oh yeah, leave me alone. Alright. Okay. Can I just run it? Can we just run it? Come on. Is this gonna end up on my test device? Whee! Let's find out. Something is starting up. Eee. Oop. Okay. Oop. Yay. All right. Well, Android build. Check. Menu's working. Everything's working as it should. All right. Awesome. One last thing. I do believe I have a web test deploy thing. So if I do an npm run deploy web, I don't remember how well it deploys, but let's see if that works. That's the old prototype. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but, you know, that's where we're at. Awesome. All right. That's it. This was a special preview of the SudokuPad Special Edition, working title, an app I'm working on, hopefully to release by April-ish, but we'll definitely have more to announce in January. So still working out some basic details, like what's it going to be called, you know. But I have a couple of people that are helping me putting this together, and it'll be the sort of first SudokuPad edition with its own content, with actual puzzles in it, you know. It'll be independent of the other app. It will not import puzzles. It won't play all the other puzzles. This is a standalone app. And hopefully in the future, if this works out well, I can do more like it with other setters and actually, you know, do things I can't do on the web app as well. You know, add new features specific for special puzzles and things like that. But we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining me for Code Hangout number 130. Take care, have a good day,